Have you ever visited a place that made you stop and think, this town should come with a red flag? Some towns across the U.S. go beyond just struggling. They serve as living reminders of economic collapse, environmental disasters, and crime at its worst. Today, we're uncovering 7 shocking urban disasters that will leave you speechless. These aren't just towns with problems. They're living nightmares where crime, poverty, and decay take center stage. Stay tuned because number 6 will completely blow your mind. Ready? Let's dive into the towns you should never step foot in. Camden, New Jersey. Camden is a city that's become synonymous with struggle. Located just across the Delaware River from Philadelphia, Camden was once an industrial powerhouse. But when the factories closed, the town's decline was swift and brutal. Crime here is not just a statistic, it's a way of life. Camden consistently ranks as one of the most dangerous cities in America, with violent crime rates that far exceed the national average. Walking the streets feels like navigating a battleground, where abandoned buildings and graffiti-covered walls are the norm. The school system is barely holding on, offering little hope for the next generation. Even Camden's attractions, like the Adventure Aquarium and the USS New Jersey Museum, feel like ironic contrasts to the grim reality surrounding them. While these spots may attract visitors, they do little to uplift the city's residents. For many, Camden is a cautionary tale of urban decay. It's a stark reminder of what happens when a city loses its economic engine and fails to adapt. Despite efforts to revitalize the area, Camden remains a city where survival takes precedence over everything else. 2. Flint, Michigan. Flint, Michigan is a stark example of what happens when bad governance and corporate greed collide. Once a hub of American industry and the pride of General Motors, Flint has become infamous for its water crisis, a disaster that still isn't fully resolved. The issues here go beyond the contaminated water. Flint's economy is on life support, its infrastructure is crumbling, and its crime rate remains one of the highest in the nation. The locals, however, display a remarkable resilience, trying to rebuild despite overwhelming odds. Driving through Flint, you'll see boarded-up homes, abandoned businesses, and a lingering sense of despair. This town once symbolized the American dream, but now it's a cautionary tale of what happens when industries leave and promises are broken. While there are efforts to revive Flint's spirit, the scars of its past are deep, and the town continues to battle for a brighter future. 3. Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana often feels like a post-apocalyptic ghost town. Once a thriving steel town, it has since become a portrait of urban decay. As the steel mills shut down, Gary's population plummeted, leaving behind abandoned homes, dilapidated factories, and an eerie silence that haunts its streets. The town's crime rate is among the highest in the nation, and its schools are struggling to provide even basic education. Job opportunities are nearly non-existent, forcing many residents to seek work far beyond the town's borders. Gary's decline is so stark that some homes sell for as little as a few $1,000s, though even at that price, few are willing to buy. Despite its grim reality, Gary has a resilient community working to bring life back into the town. Local organizations host events and initiatives aimed at revitalization, but the progress is slow and often overshadowed by the sheer scale of its challenges. For those passing through, Gary is a haunting reminder of the fragility of industrial towns. It stands as a stark contrast to its former glory, a place where resilience battles daily against despair. 4. Monroe, Louisiana. Monroe, Louisiana is a town that feels stuck in time, and not in a charming way. Despite being home to the famous Duck Dynasty, Monroe struggles with poverty, unemployment, and a lack of modern infrastructure. This southern town is plagued by thick humidity, aggressive mosquitoes, and limited opportunities. Fishing isn't just a pastime here, it's often a necessity for families trying to make ends meet. Monroe's economy has been stagnant for decades, with little hope for growth on the horizon. The town's struggles extend beyond finances. Monroe's public spaces feel neglected, and cultural attractions are few and far between. For many residents, leaving seems like the only option, but those who stay do so out of necessity rather than choice. Monroe might be rich in southern charm, but its challenges cast a long shadow over its potential. 5. Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Pine Bluff once thrived as an agricultural hub, but today it stands as a glaring example of economic collapse. The town is plagued by one of the highest crime rates in the nation, and its streets are lined with abandoned buildings that echo stories of its forgotten prosperity. Once famous for its cotton and railroads, Pine Bluff's industrial base eroded, leaving a community grappling with unemployment and poverty. Today, the city's downtown is a ghost town, where boarded-up storefronts outnumber open businesses. Residents often describe the town as a place where hope feels like an elusive dream. Adding to the misery is the presence of a toxic Superfund site, posing health risks to those who remain. The town's infrastructure is crumbling, with pothole-ridden roads and outdated facilities painting a bleak picture. While locals speak of Pine Bluff's potential, that potential seems buried beneath years of neglect and hardship. For visitors, Pine Bluff is a sobering experience, a stark reminder of how quickly prosperity can fade. For residents, it's a daily battle to rise above the challenges. Pine Bluff may once have been a beacon of opportunity, but today, it's a city trapped in the shadows of its former glory. 6. Barstow, California. Barstow, California, is like a dusty relic of Route 66's heyday, sitting lifeless in the scorching Mojave Desert. What was once a thriving stop for cross-country road trippers is now better known for its truck stops and outlet malls, neither of which scream excitement or opportunity. Locals might brag about Barstow's outlet stores, but let's be honest, you can buy all that online without enduring the oppressive desert heat or the town's desolate vibe. This town feels forgotten, as if it's stuck in a Mad Max-style limbo. High crime rates and limited job opportunities only add to the challenges, making Barstow a tough sell for anyone looking to settle down. What makes Barstow truly unsettling is its lack of life. The streets are so empty that tumbleweeds seem livelier than the nightlife. Combine that with the unbearable heat that seeps into every crevice, and you've got a place that feels more like a punishment than a home. If you're passing through, keep driving. Barstow's ghost town atmosphere and crime statistics don't make it worth the stop. 7. East St. Louis, Illinois. East St. Louis, Illinois is often referred to as a cautionary tale in urban collapse. Located just across the Mississippi River from St. Louis, Missouri, this town has endured decades of poverty, crime, and corruption, transforming it into a shadow of its once thriving self. Once an industrial hub, East St. Louis fell into economic ruin after its factories closed and its middle-class residents fled. What remains is a town marked by crumbling infrastructure, abandoned buildings, and a population struggling to make ends meet. Even basic amenities like grocery stores and safe public spaces are scarce, leaving residents feeling trapped in a cycle of despair. Crime is a daily reality in East St. Louis, with violent incidents frequently making headlines. For many, just navigating the streets feels like a risk. The town's struggles are so well known that even its bridges have escape routes for drivers who accidentally wander in. Despite efforts to revitalize parts of the town, East St. Louis continues to symbolize the devastating effects of economic neglect. For those who live here, it's not just a place, it's a daily reminder of systemic failure and forgotten promises, and there you have it. 7 towns that should come with a serious red flag. From crumbling infrastructure to heartbreaking poverty, these places tell a story of struggle and resilience. Which town shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more eye-opening stories from across the country. See you next time.